when we were in Ottawa, and we'll hear more about that, when we were in Ottawa, never in my life before did I notice what I noticed back then is the extreme lies that came from the Parliament right behind me there. I was standing right there, we were part of it, I saw what the truth was, and then I heard what was said in Parliament.
We were told not to criticize these things, and the power of conformity is deep within our DNA, I think. Safety in numbers, stay with the herd. We'll be safe that way. So it is very difficult to speak out, especially when every single institution in society was saying the same thing. You have to be crazy to be against it. And so imagine how unlikely it was that a 5'0" UT grandma from Medicine Hat, Alberta.
Honestly, I think so many people have asked me that if you're going to run for politics, and it's not something that I ever really wanted to do, but I think it would hobble me too much, honestly. I think I'm better served outside of politics where they can't put any chains on me, so to speak. I mean, unless we can change the way that the system works anyways, you know, it's a tough gig.
It's Mary Ugolini here with Rebel News at the Church of God in Aylmer for the final stop in Tamara Lich's book signing tour in Ontario. The novel details the unfolding of the Freedom Convoy from Tamara Lich's perspective when it took to the nation's capital in January and February of 2022 in opposition of government overreach under the guise of COVID-19 related public health measures like border restrictions and COVID-19 vaccine mandates. If you'd like to get a copy and find out about future book signing events, then you can do so by checking out the website, theconvoybook.com. We're going to wade through the crowd, the nearly 300-person crowd here, and find out what brings people out tonight. So let's check it out. Hi, so what brings you out to the Hold the Line event tonight?
Tamara Lich.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. I'm really excited to meet her.
And I've read her book. And I was just fascinated with it, and her strong faith and her steadfastness is what struck me so much.
What brings you out to the event tonight?
Just to get my book signed by Tamara Lich because she gave me hope when there wasn't any.
And my husband coerced me into coming with him tonight. He won't be on camera, but for anybody who's watching, he did get a book, so he will be able to pass it on to you. I'm more or less curious about how the Canadian government is violating our rights. And so it's good for me to take some lessons and be exposed to some of the other side.
We're excited to meet Tamara, getting our book signed. One for me, one for my mom.
Tamara's heart is to protect those who have been harmed by the government, and like fines, like we hear about Harold Jonker, who some 15 months after is getting called out and getting charged for something or other. So I mean, for somebody to want to help out all those who are getting fined is a pretty big deal. So that's kind of why I'm here.
Sure, we're here because we were actually in Ottawa, the three of us. And we stayed at the hotel where the headquarters was.
Swiss.
Yeah. And we met Tamara, and we've known the pastor for quite a while. We came here a lot, like 2 years ago in the summer when we were out in the field. So yeah, I'm curious to see her. We want to support her, get her book. And that's it.
Were there any details in the book that you learned for the first time?
Her faith and her steadfastness. When she gets to the end of the book where she talks about her personal experiences, that was new to me. All the other we had followed the whole process, but that was really interesting for me. And I really started praying for her very hard, daily practically.
And it's interesting that she had faith in God
that kept going?
Maybe some of the logistics about the operation behind the scenes, but I was there for the whole time. So I kind of saw firsthand what was going on, from the beginning to the end. No, just I liked her statement in the Emergency Measures Act that you can never go back once you've had thousands of people crying on your shoulder. That to me is fairly eloquent and it says it all, right?
Now, for freedom-loving, freedom-minded, freedom-oriented Canadians, in your opinion, what does the future look like for them here in Canada?
That is a good question. I mean, it can go really good, but the tendency is to look on the negative side, and the negative side doesn't look so good. So we need to start making some changes so that we don't want to be a communist country. So, and for that not to happen is going to be a good story. It's going to be a beautiful country.
Like what it was when I was growing up. You're free to have your own opinion, and you don't get canceled for that opinion if it differs from others. I want to raise my 2 boys to know that type of freedom.
Have the same freedoms that we did growing up.
Exactly, yes.
We need to be working to change government. We need to be working, getting involved with our boards of education and what's happening in the public school system. I'm saying that from a Christian point of view. I am a Christian. I have accepted Jesus as my Savior. So I think and I worked in public education for a long, long time. So I would be really enthusiastic if younger Christians would get involved with the public system and also the government. Christians need to get in there and effect change.
In my opinion, I would say more like my hope right now. I would say, I don't know.
Does it look grim? Does it look good? What should Canadians do to make it look more promising?
Well, we could all pull together more, I think. People need to stand up and
Not be afraid.
not be afraid. Yeah. Say what's right. Yeah, say what's right.
To find out about future events and order your book, please head over to theconvoybook.com. At that website, you can get all of the event details and order your copy for future signings. That's convoybook.com.